You are taught wrong. B.Tech is not what you think it is. Computer science is not just a degree. For getting a good placement packages or being an attractive candidate for any recruiters, you must know some smart tricks and some hacks to get into that pool of candidates. It's not just studying a lot or getting good marks determines what is your caliber or how good of an employee or an engineer you would be for a particular companies. So here I will take you through my journey on how I scheduled my BTech, how I prepared for interviews, how I got a good packages and placements, and how you can also strategize and plan for your BTech and bachelor life. Before joining BTech, right, like every one of you, I also had a huge dreams. I want to get a good job. I want to work as a software engineer, probably in some good companies, but honestly I didn't know how to get that opportunities. Like I didn't know like what all I should do to get into such good companies, or what kind of companies are there, or how can I be better. All I thought, like many of you, all I thought was if I study a lot, if I get a good marks, if I am good at finishing my syllabus in time and everything, I would get a good job by default, right? But that was not true, and that blew my mind when I joined the university and I got to know that there are many students who are not getting placed at the end of their BTech, or most of the students are not eligible to sit on placements, or students who sit on placements don't necessarily get a job. So these were the facts, like that was a little bit scary for me, because I thought, oh my god, I'm joining something for 4 years, and what if I don't get a job, right? So this question started worrying me a lot. And many of you will be in the same position. Many of you are going to join in a BTech, or going to take admission in various universities for BTech or BCA. Some of you are already on your first year or second year or maybe third or final year of BTech, and wondering how can you get a better job from this, right? During my first year of BTech, I'm just a dumb student. I was not particularly good at anything, but I tried to maintain average scores in the exams happening and all the class tests and everything. I was not particularly good at anything, I would say. And the first year, like you all know, there will be many subjects happening. I think in my time, my first semester, which has around 10 subjects, and it was around 30 credits or something like that. In the second semester also, almost 10 to 11 subjects were there, and it was a mix of many courses. Like there was C programming, there was electronics, there was mechanical engineering, there was some chemistry. So many different subjects were there. I don't remember everything as of now, but related to computer science, I would say C programming was there in the first semester, and the second semester C++ was there. And I was not at that time I didn't know how important these subjects were, or what does it give it. At that time we all were focused on, like, if you want to get a placement, you study well, get a good mark. So I was focusing on cracking the exam, like scoring high in the exams, right? So it was not particularly focused on learning in the fundamental way, but instead rather like studying for exams. And this is what we all are taught, right? Like in our school days we are taught like, hey, you have to learn a lot so that you can get a good mark on your 10th grade, so that you will get a good school for your 11th and 12th. And we learn a lot to get A plus in 10th grade. And once you get that, you go for your 11th and 12th, then again it's like, hey, you have to do your entrance exam, you have to learn a lot, you have to score good, you have to be like top 1%, you have to know everything everywhere, and write the engineering exam, write the board exams, and score good. So if you have more mark, you will get more opportunities, you will get more things. And we are doing this for like 12 to 13 years, and we are coming to a bachelor's degree, to a BTech or BCA, and our brain automatically thinks that, okay, hey, I have to study this and score good marks so that I can get a good placement or good packages or good job and everything. But the truth was, it's not true. Why it's not true is, like, I know few of my batchmates, other students in different departments who studied a lot, who are like gold medal holders, who have CGPAs like 9.5, 9.8, high scorers, and they didn't got a much good placements, or they didn't got a good job later. So seeing that proved me that it doesn't matter how much you score. It's all it matters is how much you know and how much you can apply in the real world. And real world and the world you learn in theory classes in your schools are entirely different. You are not prepared for getting good job, you're prepared only for getting good marks. Nobody cares about marks. I have friends who have a lot of supply exams, who have a lot of backlogs in their B.Tech, and they are working for Microsoft, they are working for Google and all. So that's why I want to tell you, you are taught wrong about how to approach your career, how to approach your future career goals. Okay, so here I am going to explain you like how I changed my perspective in my B.Tech. How, when did I realize this is happening? So this might help many of you, so you shall not make the same mistakes or same time delay that I did, so that you can save a lot of time from this and quickly get started on this planning and strategies. Okay, so after my first year, I was scoring somewhere around 75 to 80 percentage of marks, fairly decent. I was still waiting, okay, hey, university is going to teach me something big so that I can know how to crack interviews, how to get placements. And first year is done, second year started. And in second year we had an competitive programming competition. It's like a hackathon, and it was conducted by I remember it was conducted by either IBM or Microsoft in the university, and I think around 100 of us participated in that. And the first day it was like a problem solving challenge, and they asked a pretty simple question. I don't remember exactly the question, but the question was something like there was a boy who wanted to buy particular grocery items, and for each item he have to visit like 5 or 6 grocery stores which is in different locations of the city, and the distance from his home to each shops are given. So find out the shortest way or shortest distance he should travel so that he will buy everything and come back home. And the question seems very simple, but at that time I was like, hey, this sounds very simple. I just have to take the shortest path. But how can I code it? I didn't know how to code it. I was wondering, okay, what if the path changes? What if the values changes? What if the location changes? So how can I code? I didn't know anything about coding. So that was the day I realized, hey, I don't know anything about coding. I mean, like, I know how to code what is taught in our syllabus, what is taught in our books, but I didn't know how to solve this particular problem, right? Nobody taught me like how to solve a problem in coding. Wow, that blew my mind. Then I was like, hey, how can I solve this? I was wondering, but I see some other students who were solving it like under 5 minutes, under 10 minutes, and I was like, what? I was really mind blown. I went to them and I asked, hey, how did you solve this? Then they told me, hey, I was practicing on hacker rank and I saw a similar question there, and that's why I solved it. And I was like, hacker rank? Okay, what is hacker rank? So I went to the website, I see hacker rank questions. I didn't know anything about it. I feel really dumb out of all those students. I felt like, okay, I'm really dumb and I'm sitting with some smart students, and what will I do with my future? I don't know how to solve any questions. What will I do? Who is going to teach me? Like, there is no classes for this, right? There is no teacher who is going to sit you in a class and teach you, hey, this is the question, solve this. This is the question, so nobody is going to teach you that. And it's not part of your syllabus. It's competitive programming. And how can I learn that? So that was the day I realized, hey, if I just study something from the books for the syllabus, I'm not going to get anywhere. This semester exams, this CGPA, everything is just for an eligibility criteria for you to sit in a placement. It's just you need a bare minimum CGPA so that you are eligible to sit in any placements. So that's the only purpose of it. Nobody is going to check your marks. Like when I was in interviews during my placements, nobody has asked me, hey, what is your mark? How much did you score in this? How much did you do in that? Nobody cared about it. It's not what you just study in your books matter. It's like what you can learn outside of your books, what you can do, put extra hard work on yourself so that you can be better than others. Imagine like, okay, let me tell you another thing, which is a fact. Every tech companies need a lot of engineers. The job demand for a software engineer is very high. When I was working in my first company, we needed to hire few software engineers, and we were not able to get software engineers. Yes, we are doing interviews, we are literally interviewing like 5 to 6 candidates every day, but none of them are qualified, none of them are qualifying any interviews. But we really needed a software engineer, even it is a fresher or with experience, we need everyone, but nobody was clearing the interview. So again, to everyone who is listening to this, I want to tell you that there is a lot of openings for software engineer. Don't worry about the thing that how can I get a job. You will definitely get a job. The only thing that required is you should be eligible to crack the interview, to be qualified for that position. Okay, so you should be focusing on how to be a qualified candidate for the interview. Okay, so that's where you should focus. So now coming back to my point, when you're studying, what you should not only just focus on what's taught on your classrooms. Okay, you should be also focusing on how you can add more skills, how can you be more attractive to the recruiters. So imagine, like, if there is this many openings for software engineer, why not all the B.Tech students, or at least half of the B.Tech students, are not getting the job? It's because not everyone is qualified, and if everyone was qualified, everybody would get a job. So how can you be differentiated from rest of the students, rest of the candidates? So that is where you have to go one extra mile from what you are regularly taught. So forget about what all you have learned in your school time, what all preconception you had in your mind regarding how can you get a good placement, how can you study well, everything. Just forget about it. Now let's be smart. Let's be smart on how can we crack this. Okay, so in my case, in the second year I realized it, then I changed my whole perspective. I just literally unlearned everything I know, and I started from scratch building myself. It took me 2 years to build. So my whole second year and third year, that is 4 semesters, I had to prepare for this huge. So I spent a lot of time on preparing myself, and that's why how I got my first job offer during my third year. My whole fourth year was I was doing an for internship in Bangalore. Then later I got a full-time job offer from the same company. So it took me 2 years. So if you follow my guide, you could be finishing this whole preparation on yourself in the first 2 years. Like first year and second year, if you do it, then you have better chances in your third and fourth year. Okay, so you could save time. Unlike me, I wasted my whole first year just playing around and all. So you could just focus on this. So let's talk about first year and what you can do. I'm not sure what you all are studying in your first year. It can be different courses, it can be different syllabus for different universities, but I would say you to focus on one thing most importantly, that is C programming language. If it is taught on your syllabus anywhere, in your first year or second year, doesn't matter, in your first semester itself, you study yourself on C programming language. If you start with anything else, like maybe if you are taught Python initially, it's not at all a good thing, and you should never start learning Python as your first programming language, because Python is very easy. Okay, it's the most easiest language to learn. But the problem with Python is, if as a B.Tech or bachelor student, if you start learning Python, it will be very hard for you to understand the concept of how programming languages and the operating system and the hardware interacts each other, how memory management is happening, how garbage collection is happening, how data structures are created inside the programming languages, how compilers work. You will not be learning any of this. So go and start with C. Why C? C is a very low level language as compared to other languages, and it will teach you how it is interacting with the compilers, how it is going to execute the program in the hardware, how it is happening, everything, so that you will have a fundamental concept about programming, so that in your mind there will be always, when you assign something, when you create a data structure, in your mind there will be like, okay, how much memory it is taking, how can I speed up the performance, how I can make it more efficient. So you can learn all this. So focus on learning C initially. So whole semester study your syllabus, as well as as a side work, just start learning C programming language. Now those who are interested in something else, so people who are very much interested in game developing, or maybe website designing, maybe Android development. So people who are interested in particular domains, maybe even machine learning, anything, go and research about that, read about it, find professors or students or any other friends who are interested in the same thing. So try to build a network, try to find books related to it first, try to find courses. So it's kind of a research time for you, so that you can build a good network, you can build a good knowledge of resources where you can find everything. So things like that. So just then later have some chill time, also spend some time with quality time with your friends, enjoy your college days, have some good hostel life. Complain about your food, complain about your teachers, so play some sports, engage in extracurricular activities. So regular college life things also you should do, and you should enjoy those things. Okay, so that's the first semester. Now let's go to the second semester. So in the second semester, focus on C++ as well as continue your studies about fundamentals of computer science, whatever is happening in your college, any other syllabuses, play around, participate in your extracurricular activities and everything. And meanwhile, in this first year, you should also know that what all different types of domains are there in computer science, what domain interests you, which is your passion, what you want to be after your graduating. So these are the questions you should be asking yourself. So what I mean is that, so let's say you are interested in machine learning. So in this whole first year, you should not only just focusing on machine, but you should also go and peek around with what is full stack developer, what is a backend developer means, what is a front end developer, maybe a database administrator. So there are various domains. So just go and pick around those domains, also understand how, if it is interesting to you or not, if it is something that your passion aligns with, or maybe you completely hate it. So in my case, I hated web development, okay, because it never synced with my passion. It was completely out of align with my interest, and also I know that, hey, that is the one domain I don't want to get into. But I was interested in machine learning, I was interested in AI, I was interested in how SQL was working, so things like that. So like I said, in this first year, so try to learn C and C++, also figure out what all domains interest you, what are various domains exist. You don't need to know everything, okay? You just need to know, hey, there are these particular domains, and this each domains does different things, okay? They have different functionalities, different work culture, different professional titles and everything. So just figure it out, have a rough idea about how it is all going to happen, and that will help you. Now your first year is over. Now the second year starts. So second year starts with the third semester. The third semester usually is where you should start with the data structure and algorithms. Here is where you learn like how you can use various data structure for solving particular problem, what are the various algorithms exist, how you can create your own algorithms. That kind of basic fundamentals starts in third semester. And from there also, one another thing you should start building a project in from your third semester. It can be a very minute thing, like making a calculator app, or maybe a billing system, from small such thing to maybe a complicated machine learning algorithm to predict how many students are going to pass in this exam, or how many students are going to get attendance this much percentage, or maybe weather prediction apps, or anything possible. Like you can create a data science project on visualizing from where all the students are coming to learn BTech in your particular university, or maybe a spam classifier, like identifying spam emails or not, or maybe just design a website for your profile, put your name, photos, what all you do, have a cool website, share it with your friends. Or you want to do some movie sharing websites with your friends, so create a website where you can share some videos and everything to your friends across. So things like that. Or maybe a online gaming server. So see, there are a lot of hundreds of ideas. So just pick one which you think is interesting for you and start working on it. It can be done maybe in couple of weeks, maybe couple of months, maybe it will take you a whole year to finish it. So I started a project on building a personal AI assistant, something similar to Google Assistant or Siri we have. and at that time it was not that good assistant, right? So I created one my own version. It took me 2 years to finish, but it was good enough. We tested with my friends, my hostel roommates. We all were using it actively to schedule our exam schedules, to remind us about homeworks we are supposed to do, helping out with attendance and things like that. So it was fun at that time. It helped me to land many interview offers and all. So just start with a project, okay? It can be small, have multiple projects. If it is small project, if it is a big project, focus on it, be dedicated to it, and also focus on your studies. Now coming to the fourth semester, important part is there are subjects like algorithms, subjects like automata. These subjects help you to understand and broaden your thoughts on fundamentals of computers, and these subjects are really core fundamentals, okay? You should learn these subjects in a way so that you can be a good software engineer. Now you think, hey, why should I learn these things, right? Like, what is the purpose? So if you are a software engineer, if you become a software engineer or a developer, this comes every day to your life, okay? Let's say you're working for Amazon, okay? Now imagine Amazon is used by hundreds of millions of users. Now they want to buy maybe a TV. Now somebody is going to search TV. So how are they going to get recommendation of particular TV? How, some, let's say a guy who is searching for TV from India and guy searching a TV from US are getting two different recommendations. A person who is searching in Delhi and in Bangalore will get different recommendations. How does that work? How it is giving you fast answers, like imagine you're typing TV and you have to wait 5 minutes to get the search result. Wouldn't that be boring? So how the search is working so fast? Or just imagine in your phone you're typing somebody's name on your contact and it is giving you that recommendation, right? You're writing A, B, something, and it is giving you recommendation Abhishek, Abhijit, or Abe, Abhyuday. So there it is giving you recommendations immediately. How does that recommendation, how it is able to give you the answer so fast? So this is where the algorithms, writing a proper efficient algorithm, designing of those data structures and everything comes in play, right? So it's a daily, day-to-day life problem solving you're doing. So this is where this core fundamental comes, and this is the questions you are asked in every interviews. They don't ask you to write shortest path algorithm. They don't ask you to write implement a linked list. They ask you real life problems. They will ask you like, hey, build a contact search product, so that you type some characters, you will get a contact name recommendations. So this is the problem, and you will solve this because you have learned these fundamentals, okay? So that's how you approach your education. That's how you approach your subjects. You should not be focusing on the marks you're going to get on your semester exam. You should be focusing on, why are you learning this? Where are you going to implement the concepts you're learning? What is the purpose of learning this? Understand it. For me, I'm working now for 6 years and I still sometimes go back and read the textbooks that I used in my B.Tech, just to refresh my memories, refresh my knowledge on, because I have to use this every once in a while. Every month I have to be in a meeting explaining how certain architecture is working, or certain algorithms I have to implement so that it will help my company to improve their efficiency. So this really is very important subjects going on. Okay, now let's move to the fifth semester or the third year. Okay, I've been talking too long because I want to cut this short, but this is some of the important points I want to tell you. And honestly, knowing this in advance really helps you all, because I wish there was someone in my life to tell me, hey, what to prepare for your BTech, or what should have you known before joining for BTech, or before, facing the reality. Nobody prepared me for that, so I have to do my trial and error methods to figure it out. How can I get into somewhere I wanted? Now third year is where I realized getting a job in some company doesn't matter. There are two types of companies. It has a huge differences between them. Not working in these two companies are entirely or extremely different experiences you are going to get. So that's what I learned in my third year, okay? So the thing is, there are companies based on two different criteria. One is product based companies and another is service based companies. I have already explained this thing in many of my previous videos, so just keeping it short. So product based companies are companies that have their own products. For example, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. So they all have their own products. They build their own applications, software, services and everything. Then the second category is service based companies. Service based companies are, few examples are like Infosys, TCS, Cognizant, Tech Mahindra. So these companies uh, provide their service to other companies. So they literally go to different product-based companies and they work for them. They provide their coding expertise or any other expertise to other companies. So basically, they don't build any products. They just provide their engineering services to other companies. So the difference, like I said, product-based companies give you a humongous packages, a good salary. Like freshers used to get somewhere more than 10 lakhs per year to 35 lakhs per year, maybe 40 lakhs, 60 lakhs. I know in LPU students are getting packages easily above 40 lakhs or 60 lakhs. There are, I have students from IITs and IITs, they all are getting good packages in these product based companies. And service based companies always give you a salary somewhere from 3 lakhs to 6 to 7 or maybe 8 lakhs per year. That's it. So you see the difference, right? It can be like 2 to 5 times or 6 times difference are there in the package. So I would suggest every one of you to focus on getting a job in product based companies, so that you will get a good work experience, good work culture, a good salary packages and good work life balance also. So this is what I learned in my third year. Okay, so if I have known this fact in my first year, I would have changed my preparation in a better way from my first year onwards. So I would be more active on competitive programming. I would be more active on learning better in that time. Okay, and unfortunately I was not that lucky, but hope you all get to know about this and you will start your preparation earlier from your first year or second year itself, so that you can prepare for product based company. So in my third year or the fifth semester, I was primarily focused on building my project which I started in my second year, and I also started couple of other group projects with my friends. So it's all personal projects. Okay, no one told me to do this, do that. Nobody have guided me, nobody have helped me on that. So I just randomly picked some subjects randomly, or maybe what I thought was interesting. For example, in my third year, me and my roommate, we thought, let's build a website similar to Flipkart and Amazon, so that students in LPU can buy some jeans, shirt or any wardrobes they needed inside universities within the students. We used to buy some bulk clothes from Ludhiana and store it in our hostel rooms. So students will order in our websites and we will deliver them within one day, because it's inside the campus itself. So that was like a cool idea. I thought, yeah, let's build on that. So again, it helped me to learn kind of a full stack development there. So I have asked few of my friends to develop the websites front end, some other students to write the back end coding. I also did the back end part, designing it, executing it. Yeah, so that was kind of fun for us. So it took like 4 or 5 months building it and executing it. Helped me to learn a lot about engineering, software engineering at that time. So this is how I focused on doing projects. Like I really wanted to do something that has some real applications. Okay, it can be very small. That website just stayed there for a few months and we were not able to focus on it later, so we had to shut it down. But the thing is, like, when I go for interview, I can explain these stories to them, like why I built it, what was the reason, what was the motivation for me. So this really made me an attractive candidate for the interviewers during my placement time. And like I said, my first project, the AI project, which was still ongoing in my third year also, but it was able to speak by that time. So it was really a conversation. It was really engaging at that time. And when I show the project to any interviewer, I just open my laptop and keep it in front of them, and they will just type, "Hey, how are you?" and it will give you a responding voice. It was really amazing at that time. So that's how I did. So it helped a lot of people to pick their curiosity, and my professors and everyone was really helpful and really supported me on building that along with my studies and all. So yeah, so those who have not yet started the projects, focus back onto it, start building your projects. So in the sixth semester again, I was focusing on my projects as well as the studies. So during my sixth semester is where I know, like, hey, companies are coming for placement in the internship placement So in my sixth semester, I was like preparing more on competitive programming sites. I was focusing a lot on HackerRank and Lead Code, Code Chef, platforms like that where you can practice a lot of competitive programming or the questions that are mostly asked in interviews. So I also participated in a lot of hackathons and workshop in this whole third year. Okay, in this whole third year, there was like I think more than 10 or 20 hackathons happening, workshops happening. So I participated in almost everything. It is not because I am going to get a job because of that. It was because I just want to experience what all problems are coming, what all type of experience I should have, what all different domains are there. So I was also again just exploring all this field. I didn't know any of this in my first year. If I would have known this in my first year, I would have participated it in my first year itself. You guys can start from your first year or second year onwards on participating in various hackathons and everything. So hackathons have broadened my mind because some engineers from various companies come there to do this workshops, and so I talk to them. They will explain me, hey, how their real work happens, what all they have to face in their projects and everything. So I was kind of preparing that for my narration for the interviews and all. So it was the third year, like sixth semester was finished, and the placements for internships started. In 1 week, I had 4 interviews, and I got 4 offers. And I chose one startup, and they were offering me somewhere around 10,000 per month as a stipend. I was really happy, getting 10,000 as a stipend. And as a student, when you hear that you are rich, okay, like you are literally rich, getting 10,000 per month. Wow, I was really excited for that, and I joined there. I accepted the offer. I joined there. So my fourth year, I don't want to go to any classes. I just can go for my internship at this startup. I can chill there. I can work there, and it was amazing at the beginning. So it is like 10 days now I started there. Then I got an email from the placement cell saying there is a product based company coming and they're offering 30,000 per month as a stipend. 30,000 per month. Imagine, it's 3 times more than what I'm going to get. So I was like, wow, I was super excited. But the problem is you cannot leave your current company because I just started here. So it was a lot of big roadblock for me at that time. Like I was not able to move. I was really sad. I was kind of depressed. I told my campus placement cell regarding this, so and they helped me a lot on getting switched from this. So I quit the internship which I got first. I interviewed for the other company. I got the offer. I was moving to Bangalore then for my fourth year. I was doing my internship, and it was like I started with 30,000 per month as my stipend. So imagine, it is like around 3.6 lakh is your stipend per year. It's your stipend for internship. Many of the service based companies are offering 3.6 lakh as your full time salary packages, and I'm just getting that for my internship. So that's the difference of product based company. And my whole fourth year I was in Bangalore doing an internship for this amazing company. That was the best experience I ever had. It was amazing. And for those who are not doing their internship on the fourth year, I think fourth year is mostly of less subjects. It's mostly on your electives, your capstone projects and stuff like that. So focus on that, do a lot of projects, choose electives that interest you, that adds value to your profile and all. So my whole fourth year was I was doing internship in Bangalore, and later I got a full-time job offer from the same company, and it was an amazing experience working there. So I hope you got an overall idea how I planned my BTech and how you can plan it more efficiently than me. And it's all about smart and strategic decisions you are going to make. It's not about marks or studying a lot or being scoring 90-95 percentage. It's not about that. If you can score 95-100%, it's good. It's not bad, it's a good thing. But you should not be worried if you get 60 percentage, if you get 65 percentage. You just have to pass. You should be able to sit in those placements with the eligibility criteria, and focus on your projects, focus on your career goals, focus on your skill set, add to it, and be an attractive candidate for the recruiters. And I will give you a smart hack for you. Every company needs an employee who is really curious about solving a problem, who is always ready to take more problems and solve it in a better way, who can do things proactively. Be proactive. Like you should not wait for someone to spoon feed you on do that, do this, or study like this, study like no, you should be proactive. You should know, hey, I want to do that, so I should research on that, how I can do that, then I will figure it out myself, then I will solve it, then I will show it to others. So you should be proactive in that way. Okay, same for your education, same for your career, same for anything. Be proactive, research for it, do it. Nobody is going to tell you what to do. Nobody is going to, like in school or anything, nobody is going to tell you, hey, do this, get that, and you will be there. Nobody is going to do that for you. So figure it out yourself. Put an extra mile effort on that. That's what keeps you differentiated from any other students, any other candidates. Just take one step more. Just do one extra hard work. Just put one more hour of effort into it. Just do that. In your B.Tech time, in your bachelor time, in your college time, you can afford to do it. Once you're out of your college, once you're out of your education, it's really difficult to do all this again. It's a lot of effort, lot of time consumed, lot of financial cost. Everything involves once you're graduated. So during your graduation time itself, during your bachelor time itself, just focus on it. Just put a lot of effort. Also, don't forget to enjoy, have good life there. If you have any doubts, anything, you can just comment down below and I will try to help you as much as possible. You also have to make a good network with your professors, with your friends, with your other colleagues, those who are you are passionate about, those who you like or you aspire to be. So follow them, connect with them, talk to them, participate in any meetups or community or developers group meeting, everything. So try to build a good professional network also during your education time. Also good relationship with your friends and your college professors and everyone. That's all I have to say. I hope the video is clear to me. I know this is a bit long video, but I hope I went a little bit deep and covered most of the topics you would like to know. And don't worry much about anything like marks or anything. Just be focused on your goal, and I hope you got a clear idea about it. So that's it for today. I will see you on my next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.